Hello everybody, Floppy Hat Photos back here again for another segment of my red flag series. And today's red flag is going to be looking at how the person you're dating speaks of their exes. And I'm not saying like they should always praise them and like do nothing but say how great they were, because that's not livable either. But if somebody out there has nothing good to ever say about their ex, not even from when they first started dating, not from back when they courted, not from back when they got married, any of that kind of stuff, if all they can do is concentrate on the negative, and they can only talk about the negative and how they drank too much, they wouldn't spend enough time with them, they didn't talk to them enough, they wouldn't buy them gifts, they never took them out, and they could never think about any positive time that person ever did something good for them, there's a really good chance that person is stuck in a negative brain cycle in their life. And no matter what you do, they're going to focus way more of their energy on every tiny screw up that you ever have, and they're going to easily forget every time you've done something nice for them. And I've even had ones that are way loaded up and way stuck on when you do something nice for someone else that's not them. And that right there is one of those deals, like you can, go tow somebody out of a ditch, you can help somebody move, you can do whatever, and they'll bring that up to you weeks and months later about how you did such and such and you helped them out or you did this, that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a good person. And I'm like, just because it was a female does not mean I was trying to bang that person. So same thing goes with if all they talk about their ex-husband, their ex-wives, their ex-relationships, and they can't think of anything positive to say. They're always like, they never spent time with me, they never bought me gifts, they never took me out, they never. I can't believe that's possible, or else why were you with this person to begin with? At some point, I can understand you saying, in the beginning, we used to go out 5 times a month. Or in the beginning, he used to, come home and bring me flowers every third week or something, just something nice. Or whenever he'd think about me, he'd send me a loving text once a day or something like that. And now he doesn't do that as much. But he used to at the beginning, or she used to at the beginning, or whatever the heck it be, But when they sit there and say, this person has never done anything good for me, or this person's never done anything nice for me, I don't like the deals of nevers and always, because it rarely, seldom is ever and always. So there's always a sliding gray scale in all of this. And one of the ones I've had somebody here recently, I was asked them, like, what did your ex, tell me something good about your ex when your ex did something good. And they're like, can't. My ex has never done anything good. My ex has been a piece of shit their whole time. They were, mean to me. They were mean to the kids. They were lousy as a friend. They were this, they were that. They never cleaned the house. They never did anything nice. They never made the first attempt to become romantically involved or that kind of stuff. And I'm like, why'd you marry this person? And then their answer is like, well, I don't know. I was stupid. I'm like, okay, well, if that's the point, if you were that desperate and that stupid, then at that point, there's something wrong with you, and you need to get in some therapy. Because if you're willing to admit that you started a relationship with, or stuck with a relationship, or got married to somebody who never done anything nice for you and it was never good for you at all, then you need to really look at yourself there, because that's a giant red flag in the whole process. And that makes me think that they're going to do nothing but focus on your negative side as well. A lot of people out there tend to focus way too highly on only the positive side, and they can see the spouse who brought them flowers in 1999, and they're still talking about that to this day, and it's 2015 now. So definitely you got those people, and then you also have the ones who, like I said, the ones that I saw here recently were unable to see the positive in anything their ex-husband or ex-wife did, and that's equally as terrifying. So I have been in a handful of relationships in my life. One of them was my marriage I was with forever, and as screwed up as that ended up at the end, and as much trauma, as much pain that caused me, I can name you hundreds of things my ex-wife was good at. So many things there. Every single one of the women I've dated since then, I can tell you something good about each one of them, and I can tell you a handful of things that are bad about them. Not saying you can only talk about the good, but if you press somebody on it, tell me something that your ex in your relationship did that you would like me to emulate. Maybe they were really, maybe they were really good with animals. Maybe they were really good and kept the car cleaned, or maybe they kept the garbage out all the time so you never had to think about it. Or maybe they kept the lawn mowed and you really liked that. Or maybe they randomly hugged you every time they saw you doing dishes, just from the back, which is something I love to do. I love to hug somebody from the back. It's a really good feeling. So whatever the heck that is, I need you to point out to me so maybe I can emulate the good parts. Also tell me the bad parts they did, like they used to smoke cigarettes in the house. You hated that, which I don't smoke, so it wouldn't be a problem there. But maybe they're just dumb little things, like they never picked up their underwear after they showered. Whatever it is, I need to know the negatives so I don't reproduce those. But everybody had a positive, and I'd be more than happy to take pointers from something that made you happy in the past. And when that person literally sits there and thinks about it for 10, 15 minutes and says, nope, can't think of a single thing they ever did that I'd want you to emulate, then that's terrifying to me. Because again, why would you have been in a relationship with that person? So that's where I'm at. If you got somebody out there who says nothing but negative about their ex, now if their ex murdered their entire family, all their children, their parents, their grandparents, all that's a whole different world. Don't have to look for anything positive in that person. But most cases are not that extreme. Most cases are, we did this, I did that, said this, I cheated that person, or so on and so forth and whatnot. I saw his text message or whatever was happening. There was still positive in that relationship somewhere, and that's, if you're unable to see the positive, then there's a good chance they focus way too much of their power and their energy of their mind on only focusing on the negative. And somebody who does that, they're not going to be long-term relationship material, because they cannot let go of the negative in time to basically, I guess, hold on to the positives enough to offset each other. So they have it backwards. They tend to drop the positives and only keep the negatives in their heart. So I had somebody who one time told me the fact that their ex never bought them gifts, never gave them anything nice, never, paid for anything at all. And then we were finished up. It's probably, I don't know, a couple days later, we were talking about it, and we were talking about a really nice piece of jewelry they had, and they said, oh yeah, I got that from my ex. And I'm like, which ex? And they told me the one they just literally days earlier told me the fact this ex had never bought them nothing. Now they started looking around a little more. Turned out they had given them at least $10,000 for the jewelry that they were pointing out to me. God knows how much else I'd spent on them. But you go from $10,000 for the jewelry that you point out to me, you haven't sold that stuff or pawned that stuff yet, and yet you just told me literally days ago that this person never bought you anything, never gave you a gift at all. So that's kind of screwed up. So something like that was a real big red flag for me, that when you are unable to admit somebody did something good for you, then you have to basically let that go. So that's one of the things I'm a big culprit in, believing that everybody has a good side to them. We just have to find that good side. So, and if you're unable to see the good side in your ex now, but you could see it at some point, and if you never could see it at all, then there was something really wrong with you and why you chose to date that person. So anyway, that's pretty much all we got for today. Hope you guys are enjoying these little series. If you guys have a red flag that maybe I haven't got to yet, or something that's a big red flag for you, feel free to drop in the comments below, and I'll be happy to get a hold of you and get your personal story, and then maybe put it into this, because like I said, not all these stories are all mine. Some of them are others, and a handful are mine. So both ways, I'm happy to look at it. If you guys got a different take on something I'm saying, that my red flag is not a big deal, it should not be a concern, I'm being over picky and over cautious, feel free to drop that in the comment below, and then I will address that in a later video. I'd be happy to get opinions from all sides. So anyway, that's all I got for right now. Hope you guys get out there and find yourself somebody good for you. And I've always said, find somebody who brings out the best in you, not the stress in you. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.